All right, President-elect Donald Trump is the 2024 Time Magazine Person of the Year. Now, this is the second time with that distinction, but this time around, it's for, quote, marshaling a comeback of historic proportions. And we're getting some new insight on how his first days in office will shape out after an interview he did with Time journalists. Now, it includes looking into January 6 pardons on a case-by-case basis within the first few hours of his administration and going up to the maximum level of what the law allows when it comes to his campaign promise of using the military for deportations. Let's go live now to CBS News political reporter Libby Cathey. She is in West Palm Beach, Florida, just outside of Mar-a-Lago. Libby, what else did the Time interview tell us about how the Trump administration's first days in office will play out?
Liz, Trump sitting down with Time magazine for over an hour, reaffirming a lot of what we heard on the campaign trail, but also expanding on some of those key promises as well. You mentioned the January 6th protesters. He said not only would he pardon those on the first day on a case-by-case basis, he also floated doing those pardons within the first 9 minutes of taking office. When it comes to mass deportations, as you said, he vowed to use the military to the extent the law allows. Later on in that interview, he also said that anyone not following his order in his cabinet, in his administration, anyone not obeying those orders, he would fire them. He also said that when it comes to abortion pills, he had a lot of conflicting back and forth with a Time reporter on that, showing that maybe he's not sure what those stances could be, as Democrats have been saying for a long time now. He also said that he's going to have a big discussion with RFK Jr., his pick for Health and Human Services Secretary, when it comes to childhood vaccines. He also said, of course, when it comes to energy policies, he plans on reversing Biden's executive orders on day one. But when it comes to grocery prices, this was a key campaign promise for Trump. He said it's also going to be very hard to lower those costs on the first day in office. Democrats and critics seizing on that line, saying this is another example of Trump moving the goalposts on his campaign promises now that he's been elected. And they say this second term is going to be about retribution, not groceries, Liz.
And Libby, let's turn now to those Trump nominees. It's a quiet day on the Hill because the House and Senate are both out, but they've been meeting with senators all week long trying to court lawmakers ahead of a confirmation hearing. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski touched on this yesterday. What did she say about it?
Yes, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, we know she is a key Republican vote. Speaking in Washington yesterday at a No Labels conference, first, she called herself more of a Reagan Republican than a Trump Republican. And she really said there is a pressure campaign afoot on these Republican senators to support Trump's picks. And she said it's really setting the tone for the next 4 years. She said that's the tone really the Trump transition team is setting, that if they do not fall in line, she said, actually I can quote, she said, if the approach that they're giving is that everybody toe the line. We got you here. If you want to survive, you better be good. Don't get on Santa's naughty list because we'll primary you. She said you're already starting to see this play out with Trump nominees. And I'll point out, Senator Joni Ernst, for instance, last week she had some concerns about Pete Hegseth. She voiced those. This week she says she's more open to the nomination process. What changed? Well, her office got inundated with phone calls and emails from Trump supporters telling her to get behind Hegseth. So Lisa Murkowski commenting on that a little bit. And we are expecting, of course, volatile confirmation hearings come January. But for now, the Hill out today. Those meetings will continue next week, Liz.
Oh, we will be watching. All right, CBS News political reporter Libby Cathey. Thank you so much, Libby.